What up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. How's everybody doing tonight? My fucking guest is he ain't a guest, he's a fucking host. From the we don't even know where the fuck he's at anymore. They have no idea what their country is doing. So from them streets of the upper north, Dino the genetic marvel.
I have not been from any streets, sir. You know that. I was raised properly with parents and a house. What's happening?
No, I just noticed something when I was setting up the show. I found it very odd. So before we even get to any of our topics, we'll test the algorithm right here.
Good. I'll be ready to do a little monologue very quickly.
Apparently, back in May, one of our shows was taken down for inciting violence and harm.
Was it inciting violence and harm?
It was death and violence or some shit like that.
Oh, did we tell somebody to do something?
It was one of my shows. It showed mine, yours, and Cole's face, and it said this has been taken down.
I'm not surprised. It's bound. Let's be honest. I'm surprised more haven't been taken down.
I mean, when did we ever incite violence? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, I think there have been times. I mean, we can incite some violence right now, happily. You know, there's a lot of reasons for violence. Sadly, a lot of people who are being violent have no reason to be violent. It's kind of disappointing. Yeah. And the people who should be violent, no, they're like, let's have a conversation. You're like, oh, that's ridiculous.
And then when we do get violent, that's when the world fucking goes apeshit.
Well, yeah. And then we're the problem. That's fine.
So to start off, this is a topic I didn't even get to send to you because I forgot that I want to touch on it just a little bit. Do you know what Voyager 1 and 2 were?
There were probes that were sent out into space,
right.
Not anally, with rockets. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean that could be anally too.
I mean, I know a lady who refers to it as Voyager 1, but that's not. I don't think that's relevant.
So yeah, Dino is absolutely right. Voyager 1 and 2 were space probes that were only supposed to last 5 years. Voyager 2. They lost that a long time ago, apparently. Voyager 1 shut down, lasted way past its lifespan. Shut down for a while, and then all of a sudden started back up and was broadcasting. It's supposed to be 15 billion miles away from the Earth right now.
It is officially outside of the sun's heliosphere and technically in interstellar space. So right. Yeah, nothing. Only good stuff comes from there, Marco. Yeah, it's only
one for those people who, because there's a lot of flat earthers that use that heliosphere as the see. We told you there's a dome over. No, you dumb fucks. That's just where the sun stops. That's when the sun's light just says, "All right, we had it fucking enough."
Well, it looks like a star instead of the sun. Yeah.
So just like your flashlights, you can see your flashlight up close, nice and bright, but when you walk away so far away from it, it just becomes this little twinkle of light. Anyways, so
flashlights, not flashlights, everyone. Just be very clear.
Yeah. It just depends if you have the one with the light on it.
Why would you have the one with the light on it?
Because sometimes you gotta spank it in the dark. So
I don't think that's a reason.
Apparently, this thing has reached interstellar, like you said.
Yeah.
And it has sent back. It recently released documents says that it sent back information and pictures of this giant triangle spacecraft at the edge of the heliosphere.
Oh, nice.
The pictures that I saw, they kind of look. I mean, they show one side of it. You can tell this is a kind of a pyramid shaped thing, just the way the angle is. You see kind of like the edge up there, and then the side of it. So you know it's like a 3-dimensional triangle. But in the center of it is this black dot.
Is that its yarmulke? Is it like a?
See, to me, that I'm not gonna lie, and I don't know if it's just the Hispanic in me, that I saw it and it looked like an avocado.
I mean, even spaceships have buttholes. It's only fair. It's just.
So I mean, now we take like we said something before about the first Trump administration and when he was doing the whole Space Force thing, and nobody understood why he made the Space Force thing. And then we've in that period of time, we not only had the Dark Knight, which has always been there, but we've also had a Muamua. We've had another one that nobody talks about. It has some weird name. And now we have Atlas 31 coming at us. And every day they're telling us more and more that it's not a comet.
Yeah. I'm sure they're friendly, though. I'm sure they're friendly. They're not here for anything bad. They probably just want to be friends. Yeah.
I want to see where these libtards are going to say when these aliens come in. Just let them in. They have rights. They have due process. Yeah, let's. I can't wait to hear that one on some fucking giant crocodile being.
Do you remember watching Independence Day in theaters? Do you remember that?
Yep.
When there are all those
Will Smith.
Yeah, the one with Will Smith. And then they killed him. So where a bunch of the people were like, "Come down, we'll be friends."
When they were on top of the building?
Yeah, they were like, yeah. And then it opened its thing. It opened the space butthole and just diarrhea, lasers, and fire. And the whole city exploded. I feel like that's a good lesson. I feel like it helps people understand that, yeah, they're fucked. What's shaking? You don't want to know, Miss Rentas. You don't want to know.
So
wildly inappropriate.
You notice that a lot of, especially from late 90s on, these so-called spaceship movies and UFO movies, there's always a group of fucking nut jobs on the top of one of these roofs talking about phone home, take me with you, this and that. Dressed in all kind of fucking retarded outfits.
Correct.
Like, what kind of impression are you sending to the other worlds? Just first of all, I mean, have a little class. Act like we've been here for a few millennia. No,
I don't think that's their. I see. You gotta like. I'll be honest with you. I was having a conversation today about how we've fallen into a trap where we assume that people think like us, when what we actually have to do is communicate in their language.
No. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? That's racist. If they make us communicate, just like here in America, if we tell somebody you got to speak the language, all of a sudden the racism flag smacks you right in the fucking ass.
Okay, by language, I did not mean actual language. What I meant was, so like, if there's a certain way that someone thinks, and that, like, we're friends, there's a very specific way that we communicate, right? As you realize people are stupid, right? Like, no, see, this is the problem, Missy, is that Marco and I aren't smart enough for this many people to be dumber than us. That's the problem.
Yes.
Because neither of us think, like, neither of us are like, we're geniuses. Like, if we were, we'd spell it with a J. That's the kind of genius we are. And the amount of people that are dumber.
For Hispanics, it'd be genius.
I am a genius, said. You cannot tell me things. No. So it's that's the problem, is that, and also too, I'm a firm believer that person is smart, people are always stupid.
Right.
That's because a
Eh,
person, can be smart, but
Well,
people
I mean, going back
never.
to another Will Smith movie, Men in Black. They said it the best when they're sitting there. A person in itself is smart, calm, collective.
Right.
People are irrational, crazy, paranoid. That
Yeah.
yeah. It only takes one nut job to fucking ruin the fucking army full of people.
I mean, you make it sound like we're seeing that in real time in the news and stuff, Marco. I don't think so. I think we're definitely wrong on that one. I'm sure of it. It's yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you see stuff like that, which by the way, I'm gonna need you to send me a video of that star thingy, the spaceship that you saw.
Okay.
When you see stuff like that, because I know people who, when they hear about tragic events, they're like, "Oh, I can't." Oh.
They make it
Whereas,
about them. Yeah.
well, they get this weird emotional connection, thinking that this has now affected them, which is stupid in my opinion. Because I see stuff like that, and I'm like, I hope it comes faster. Let's see what happens. I'm like, you know what? I just don't care. I know, not that I don't care. I just feel like I'll just end up in a cave somewhere. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm like, I was around before the internet. I'll be around after the internet. It's fine. Fine.
Right. Well, I mean, I got kind of mixed feelings about that whole situation. Part of me thinks that, I know I'm a survivor. Like,
Yeah.
even when I didn't want to survive, cream rises to the top. Whether it's
Begrudgingly, you're like, God damn it.
yeah,
Fucking do shit now. Yeah,
like Lieutenant Dan, I was supposed to die. You were supposed to leave me on the battlefield.
Yeah. Damn, they have ice cream. You want an ice cream? Yeah, that's fair.
And parts of me wants to be like, this is just more bullshit in the news. People have been hearing this way before I was born. I'm sure people will be hearing about their spaceships and shit way after with no substantiation. But then, with seeing how things are just falling together like anymore, the whole fact that we have the technology, and we've talked about this before in other shows, that we have the technology to warp time and space now, it changes everything. There's nothing that's a constant anymore. If this is true, that means, what is real today, tomorrow could be totally fake. What is real today could be undone by a fart in another dimension tomorrow.
True.
I just want to make sure from breathing oxygen to breathing methane in just somebody's fucking burrito. You know what I'm saying?
It was one time, bro. You can't bring that up every time. It's not appropriate. I want to just make sure Missy understands. So she says, being tough is in your blood, Marco Torres. That's why we call him Patient Zero, just to be very clear.
Oh, yeah. Let the aliens come down.
Just make your immediately. Well, this is the thing. I think, and let me get your opinion of this, because you've been a rapscallion most of your life as well. But like, there's a lot of people who are of the opinion that they're like, I can fight, I train in jujitsu and MMA and stuff like that. You're like, yeah, you ever been poked in the eye in a fight?
Exactly.
Like, you ever had somebody put their finger in through your rib cage and just start wiggling? Yeah, that's a fight. Just and that's a lot of people are like, I know how to. You don't know anything.
Well, that can even go into legitimate like football players. I've met plenty of running backs. I've met plenty of big badasses. I've met plenty of motherfuckers that went out because they stubbed their toe or they budged their fucking thumb in the wrong way. This big man who could fucking bench press a fucking Buick is now down because the football hit him in his thumb that way.
Yeah.
You don't.
yeah, it's because a lot of people, and especially for football, a lot of people equate that to like, oh, it's a field of battle. You're like, yes, with pads though. Let's calm down. Just relax. Okay.
Yeah, you're not
And no
Deliver
weapons.
Half Watermelon no more. You're not fucking punch people. No mouthpiece.
Can you imagine someone's like, we'll fight. Let me just put on my gloves. It's like, the fuck are you on about? Right. But that's I feel
I
it's
feel like if aliens do come here, and not to start a war and not to start shit, but the first one got to get shanked, either shanked or shot or something. We got to know if we can kill him. We got to know if we can kill him before we can even let more than a handful step foot on this earth. We got to know if we can kill him, because if we can't kill him now, then we need to figure out a way to make sure they don't come here in mass.
See, this is my thing is if they want to negotiate outside of our atmosphere, we can meet. You step foot on the planet, you're an enemy and you'll be treated as such. I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is you have to understand that a lot, and you know what? It's interesting because a lot of people talk about having appropriate boundaries for the people around you. You're absolutely right. Boundaries are important in every sense of the word. And if somebody sets foot on the planet from somewhere else without permission, they're immediately an enemy.
Hostile.
That's a hostile move. Think if I walked into your house, bro, and I didn't knock on the door, I'm a threat. Right.
So here's something, just a hypothetical. You know how my mind works, just putting shit together.
That's never good. Go on.
We've had at least 3, I'm going to call them drones, the Oumuamua, the Dark Knight, whatever that other third one was. We've had already 3 drones, 3 reconnaissance vehicles, if you will, since back in the early 90s.
Right.
3 different ones.
Right.
Now, since back in the early 90s, things have become more and more laxed. More and more. The idea of everyone should come in and we need to accept everyone, and that idea was set more and more and ingrained into our society. So now we have a big chunk of our population, and we see it with the illegal, that said, no, they deserve to be here. We don't have the right to be here. We stole this land. All that bullshit. So now
steal it again.
We take that idea,
and
we go with, I hate to use David Icke, but David Icke's fucking, thoughts on the reptilian people, or any of the other fucking ancient aliens, or these people making the whack jobs with the puffy hairs, the Gookalactus, or whatever the fuck his name is. They believe, some of them believe in the ant people, some of them are the tall whites, the tall grays, the small grays. The reptilians, the Lyrians. I mean, there's the ant people, the Manus people, all these fucking, different aliens or whatever. Do you think maybe one of them species actually came in and instilled that so in the long term, they knew their ship was going to take maybe 40 years to get here. So what do? You send a couple of your ambassadors to set in the idea, hey, let these people in. Hey, they're refugees. Hey, these aliens are kind. They're here to help. They'll do your work for you. I mean,
so number one, if you have managed interplanetary travel for recreation, right? It would make sense that your political acumen or understanding of nature should be significantly higher. I feel like those two would go together, right? Because to be able to reach a position where a planet or people could invest the resources to fuck off from their planet, right? For fun, theoretically, or resource, whatever it is, okay? then there has to be some sort of unified front. And if there is, I find it hard to believe that the potential of communities that are in the universe would be more like ants or something like that. I assume that they would be stupid like us in some ways, right? Where they're like, we'll have democracy and things like that, right? Or no, we're going to be ruled by one class of people. Yes, it's stupid, right? So there has to be some sort of common ground on some level. But at the same time, as human beings, one thing that we have to point out is we document the shit out of so much that realistically, you as a intruder, you just have to access the internet or a fucking library, and you're like, oh, I know all the like there are a lot of people who are like, oh, do you know Machiavelli? You're like, number one, Machiavelli didn't know Machiavelli because he's fucking weird. Okay. But like, if you knew that, then like you have books like 48 things of power, 48 rules of power, and or stuff like that. Like there's all these other things that essentially are a map or a strategy guide of how to manipulate human beings.
Yeah, well,
so
that's like Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Absolutely. So it's like, if you have access to this knowledge, and if you are smart enough or of an elevated intelligence, like I kind of hope the robots, just because they're like, yeah, we know exactly what's, you have no chance whatsoever, and then be like, yeah, I knew it, fucking robots, bro. Like, so like then instantly they have all of our information, and instantly we have no chance, right? So it would only make sense that, like, let's be honest, let's hope that the CIA being able to send one person in to topple a government, like that's not peak, of the universe. Like, I feel like anyone should be able to do that. If the CIA can do it, anyone can do it, right?
And the reason why I even made that correlation, I remember a couple years back, I was watching a documentary on how Russia does its destabilization of nations.
Yeah.
You know, like America just goes in, whips his dick around, and where the nuts fly, the nuts fly.
Yeah.
Russia is more. I mean, we take a lot for granted. We think Russia is the big ice box with fucking poor people and drunk. The ones that are there are the big, hefty, drunk bear ones, and they're just drinking vodka and they're beating, kids, and they hate gays and shit like. Now, Russia in themselves, especially in their intelligence and military arm, are very manipulative,
yeah,
and very long game. Because it broke down when Russia wants to destabilize a nation or a country.
Yeah,
it's a good at least 50-year plan.
Yeah,
they started off and they made the correlations with back in World War I and World War II. The patriotism that everybody had, and the big, they make themselves the enemy. So then when they back down, people feel sorry for them. Then they let them in. And over the generations, and all of a sudden they're part of our country, and their customs and their culture comes in. Then all of a sudden, communism isn't so bad. That idea might not be so bad. Everybody getting something, maybe we were wrong about this, and boom, we got fucking 2025 and libtards fucking, doing what they're doing.
Interestingly enough, though, remember Russia had a king, right? And when it stopped, there was a very specific group that led to the overthrow and rise of communism in Russia. And let's just say they make great movies. That's just the Bolsheviks were a very distinct group of people. So
just a little something to interject on there, because I know slowly but surely we've been kind of throwing numbers around. And, different oven companies, we'll just say, different railroad companies, and the peoples who rode them or visited therein. And the numbers, a lot of them numbers don't add up at all. So I kind of started digging down. And my son and I just kind of been going down that rabbit hole here and there. And
Quality family time, quality father-son time. Yes, okay.
apparently, a good maybe 6 or maybe 600. We're gonna go with the lower number. 6 million of them certain we'll say vacationers who were supposedly visiting the oven factory on particular trains back
to make pizzas. To make pizzas.
Yeah. Or maybe matzah. They weren't taken to the oven country, the factory. They weren't taken by the bakers. They weren't taken by any of them. They were taken by the Russians. And it's documented in CIA paperwork and FOIA request, all that shit. Yeah. So, that kind of, but they added them numbers on to the little short guy, the little short mouthy guy, and said that it was all on him. Oh, we got Greg in the house.
Oh, what up, Greg? You came at the worst possible time, sir. We're talking about pizzas and how it's hard to make so many pizzas in a certain amount of period of time. You don't want to ask questions.
Yeah. The bakery has a star on it, and the bakers have beanies. So
they're called chef hats, but it's
little tiny chef hats.
This is the worst part. Is like we were talking about before. Is there's been a growing trend of certain political speeches being translated into English. Yeah. And interestingly enough, if you hear them in their original language, they're like, "Why are you so angry?" And similarly, like, do you remember in The Simpsons where Lisa got lost and was in a Russian neighborhood, and the guy's like, "Hello, young girl, do you need help?" But it sounded so aggressive. She's like,
kind of aggressive,
yeah. Which is funny because then you hear the translation, and you're going, "Oh, that's not very mean. That's actually those are good points."
Yeah.
This is getting real uncomfortable.
I've been going through a lot of them speeches. A lot of them. And
real uncomfortable, bro.
It makes me want to wear a Tibetan peace symbol. I'm going to just put it that way. I'm just saying.
It's the Hindu sign of peace and longevity. And almost like it would be a kingdom would raise from the ashes. It's fine. Whatever. It's like, it's this is, so also too on what we were talking about though is that like the question of do you think people are here to incite disunity and stuff like that? Yes, but also I have a firm belief that people are such fucking sellouts that they just had to go to somebody to be like, hey, so we can make your whole family rich forever, and you can control shit. You just got to do certain things for us, and they'll be like, "Yeah, no problem, absolutely." Right? Like, I think like the whole 30 pieces of silver would work on too many people. Like there are too few people. I'm not
gonna lie to you. Yeah, I mean, it's in the job description. All right, you want paid this, and this. You got to do this. Okay. I mean, people are doing it for less. And we got people from Pakistan listening to us. Fucking A.
Let us know how it is in Pakistan. We'd love to know what's happening there because I believe you guys are...
Not good.
I mean, I feel like you guys, number one, great drugs. Number two, not having a great time. But let us know, please. Yeah. So, like, it's the amount of... and especially, like, let's be honest, is the amount of people who are convinced, like, all of the, on one of our subjects coming up is all the people that were in that recent court case, including the girl who got run over by a bus. She was like, they were like, hey, you want to become a masseuse? We're going to pay for your classes. All you got to do is come to this place. And she was like, sure, I'd love to. And you're like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Like, right? People get misled by that shit all the time.
We'll touch on that because there's a lot of that I just I'm kind of up in the air about. I mean, because again, if you look at a lot of the backgrounds of these alleged victims or whatever, they came from real shittinesses, and they had a choice. Somebody dangled the fucking golden apple in front of them, and being that their fucking life was pretty much shit to begin with, that apple looked real good and it was real tasty. They bit into it and it tasted like old man balls, but they still got the gold. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
There's only a few of them. Notice they're Americans that bitched about it afterward.
Yeah.
So
like they reneged on a contract. Now,
right.
But
right.
at the same time, look,
they straight Stormy Daniels.
Look, but hey, Jack the Ripper used grapes, bro.
Yep.
They got the grapes, then got cut up. Yeah. Like as much as that's horrible, you're going, what did you expect? Hey, it's very like I don't know. Greg will probably be able to relate to this, but like having a family, parents that love you and stuff like that, you kind of look at people who don't and do stupid shit. You're like, wow, they're stupid. You can't blame them. They have no idea, no support structure, right? When people who had parents do stupid shit, it's because we're stupid. And but it's not, it's, you know what I mean? Like most often you see shit like that and you go, that's clearly a fucking scam. I'm not going to get involved myself, right? But that's because you have parents and siblings to go, hey, don't do stupid shit. People are trying to take advantage of you. And you're like, why would they do that? Because people are horrible. And you're like, what? People are horrible. And then other people are like, I'd love some grapes. And you're like, well, there you go. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, that's just like even with the Diddy thing. I mean, did these people actually get forced into stuff? Or did they get the fucking apple dangled in front of them and they took a bite?
Well, I think there were two apples, probably some kielbasa too.
And then the other point I wanted to make, getting back to the space probe thing.
Yeah.
What if because you talked about we got if there is another civilization out there that has the technology to interstellar travel leisurely. Sure. What if just like everything else, we're the last one to the party? What if finally we get all this technology together and these people show up like, where the fuck you guys been? Yeah, Machiavelli's here, so is Tupac. We've been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys just figured out. It's like, you were sitting in this room full of doors forever, and we finally opened the door and walked outside. And, there's the whole world out there like, dude, you've been in the fucking closet for fucking millennia. What's going on?
Well, so here's the real question is, are we late to the party, or are we being kept in the dark by the people who are like, no, don't invite them to the party. We'll be at the party. Nobody else can be at the party. We don't want to crowd the party. There's a limit. There's a occupancy limit on the party door.
We're the lower class of the fucking galaxy.
Well, on the planet, at least, right? Like. So this is the thing is, because we've talked about like Antarctica and crazy Atlantis, right. And what's the other one? What's the
Mu? There's Lemuria.
Yeah. So Mu is the continent that's like missing, right? So
Lemuria sunk. Lemuria sunk at the same time as Atlantis. Mu and Lemuria were supposedly at odds with each other, but then there's some that say that Atlantis was at odds with both of them. But apparently, there's other sayings that that when Atlantis sunk, people went to Lemuria, and when Lemuria started fucking up, they migrated to Mu, and then that's when they came mainland and they spread out through, and that's where we get monks.
It's like the guy who was in Nagasaki and got bombed, so he went to Hiroshima and then that got bombed. He's like, God damn it, come on. Yeah. So it's like so this is the thing is like we're given a very specific interpretation of what exists when does not exist. Like the one thing that I do understand of flat earthers is they're like, well, prove it. because I can't see into the ocean. You won't let me go to Antarctica, so how do I know it's there? And you're going, yeah, that's a fair point, but you know, anyone who's not retarded can prove the curvature of the Earth. It's not a big deal, right? They did it themselves, and they're like, what? There's a curve, and you're like, yeah, because you're stupid, right? So,
well, I mean, there is I've had a couple. Like, you ever meet a real flat earther?
no,
Like a real dude? You ever have a discussion with a real deal flat earther? It's amazing, dude. Fucking amazing.
Did you tell them you're the wallet inspector and see if they give you their wallet? It's just...
Well, I mean, like, I've looked into it, and just like, you know, I love to play devil's advocate, so I'll look into both sides. There is a lot of compelling evidence of flat Earth. If not a flat Earth, a bigger Earth than we're being told.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of maps that date back way before cartography was even supposed to be a thing.
Yes.
You know, of coastlines of different shit that we've never, you know, we just recently discovered within the past 100 years. And a couple of these maps, well, then more than a couple, show there is this so-called ice ring. Not so much that the Earth was flat, but there is this so-called ice ring. And that beyond that, there is more land. There is more continents. There is more. Now, a lot of people like to say it's a higher, you know, more technological advance or not. I believe they evolved just like us. So, you know, if we got internet, they got internet. It's just maybe a different style, different wavelength or whatever. But I mean, there's a lot of compelling evidence about that. But like the one that a lot of these flat earthers use, that dude, like, you want to see a motherfucker this was a black man, a very intelligent black man. You want to see a motherfucker turn completely white and take away every little bit of what they thought. He used the excuse, a lot of flat earthers like doing this. All right, so the earth is spinning so fast. Why aren't anybody flying off? You know, that's well, I mean, gravity is just a theory. I mean, in reality, gravity is just a theory. So,
you know what? I love that people will be like, well, gravity's a theory, but evolution's a fact. Go fuck yourself, okay? You sons of bitches. Go on, sorry.
So, you know, this is what most people tell him or whatever. And I told him, because, you know, nothing that I could tell him was, you know, he wasn't hearing. I was like, dude, I got a Perry Reese map downstairs on my wall. You know, you can pick them up at the flea markets. But the easiest way that fucks up people who are against the flat Earth is, you want to know how or why, or an example of something being on something and spinning fast as fuck but not leaving. Write your name on a baseball and throw it. Dude, it was like I confirmed everything that he ever thought of. Like he totally like he was like like he had the new evidence. No, dickhead. I mean, it's just that don't prove shit because flat earthers are fucking hilarious, dude.
You know, I knew this was a joke as soon as you were like, he was a smart black man, and I'm like, bullshit immediately. Okay.
No, he was very intelligent, but that right there, I bet you to this day he's telling people that.
Yeah,
I bet you to this day he's telling people that.
I'm sure he is, because people are stupid. See, this is the thing, is like, so the only argument that made sense similarly to what you were saying was the whole idea is that no, it's not a flat Earth, but what we have access to is significantly less than what we realize. So in other words, it's not a flat Earth, but the Earth is significantly bigger, and this is just one pocket, right? So, which is weird, but you're like, okay, like the math doesn't math, but interestingly enough, there were fucking physicists who were like, there's actually more evidence that the planet is shaped like a donut. And you're like, shut the fuck up, bro. We don't need you, okay? Just shut up with your make-believe math and your fucking letters and numbers combined, okay?
Well, I've seen a few documentaries on how, at bare minimum, our distances and our like mapping of different things are more just a standardized shit that is not really like that. Yeah. Like certain continents are closer than other, than we were told. Certain, continents are farther away. Certain countries or instead of saying it's over here, down here at the south, it's actually more towards north, shit
Yeah.
like that. So I mean,
Well,
it's all up in the air about that whole shit. But again, I just got the feeling that a good plausible um, situation that would come up is, yeah, we finally tear this door open or open up one of these doors, and fucking, they're gonna be like, hey, you finally made it. Like, what the fuck took you so long? I mean, that also goes back to the AI saying, I've always been here. You just rediscovered me.
sure.
So, I mean, are
It,
we sapping on when we go into these other dimensions for these quantum computers? Are we sapping into the beyond that we're just late to the party in?
I feel that way when I take mushrooms. I'll be honest with you. Seriously, no, because I know you've had problems with mushrooms, and you're like, they don't fucking work and shit. For me, bro,
Well,
I dropped
yeah,
7 grams of mushrooms,
like,
and I
I
just
don't. I've
peace
never
out.
really tripped on mushrooms. I've had more of the. It was almost like a over cocaine high, like that hyper speedy type,
Oh, that's not
little
good.
bit,
Yeah,
and
no.
and more of a just kind of a anxiety almost type deal, like a real
Yeah,
strong sativa.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
every once in a while you get a little jiggle in the wall or something. Nothing like acid. Now I've taken acid. I've seen some shit.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it was just I've eaten mushrooms and hosted fucking 6 hour fucking shows,
Yeah.
like live shows on stage and shit, But then the same mushrooms changed one of my buddies' fucking lives. Like
Yeah,
he quit doing drugs, he quit drinking, he started working
yeah,
out, he quit his job and got a new one. Like
yeah.
that weekend did something, and Scotty stayed away for a minute. Like something happened that weekend in his
Yeah.
brain that he would never come back from, which might not have been a bad thing, but and again, fuck them fungus, because the fungus is taking over. Now the new fungus the Cardidia or whatever the fuck it is,
Sure.
it's non-treatable. It's a flesh-eating fungus
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Now they're eating people. So that they can talk across fucking miles underground with their own type of internet. They could talk to other species. They could pretty much possess other species and turn them into zombies. And now they're eating us.
I'm sorry. This really sounded like that meeting in Anchorman. He's like, "See that? They attract bears. You're putting everyone at risk now." It's just, yeah. It's like
Bears
they're not just
smell
talking
their
in theaters; they're
menstruation.
eating people. You're like, "What is happening?" Yeah, that's fair.
They can smell their menstruation.
Yeah, they attract bears. People, beware.
So
I don't know,
yeah,
man. It's a weird thing. And like, look, and even still, the whole idea that the reason is we as human beings are different is specifically because of mushrooms. And in all honesty, there's a very good likelihood that mushrooms are like, like there's a very good chance that mushrooms run the planet and we're the problem. And there's like these fucking stop building shit, you assholes. And you're just, and we're like, oh, we're just doing stuff. And mushrooms are like, oh God, these people can't travel. We can't know. They're not
or
allowed to travel.
even if we at some point, we're able to become the dominant species over these mushrooms. We were told, I've seen the plans and shit for the Mars and how they're building materials and shit for Mars and stuff, and
Yeah.
they want to use mushrooms, fungus, compressed in cubes, and build with them. So now you're taking the invading species and taking it to a new planet for it to colonize the new fucking planet.
I have to ask, is it going to be like Smurf Village where everyone has their own mushroom to live in? Or like, how are
I
we?
don't know. I thought about the same thing, dude. No lie, I
Yeah.
thought the same fucking thing. Everybody, there's gonna be a Papa Smurf,
Is each village only getting one Lady Smurf? Can we have more than one Lady Smurf? Just, I mean, maybe a robot Smurf? Whatever. It's fine. Fleshlight Smurf. It's fine. Just,
I mean, so
bro. Yeah.
It's something to think about, man. I
Yeah.
mean, especially with this, 'cause supposedly November we're gonna find out whether this thing is a comet or a spaceship. A lot of people are screaming Operation Bluebeam, but I mean, honestly, what would be what would I could see back in the day, back in the 40s, when people were still all about that community and patriotism and everybody was about that. But nowadays, what is Operation Bluebeam going to do? Really, what is it going to do? They're going to scare. A lot of people are saying it's a scare tactic. It's going to be fake UFOs, and they're going to drop bombs on people, and that's how they're going to take control. Take control of what? I mean, if you really look at it, we are already being taken control of. That should happen already.
Oh, yeah.
And these people fucking keep letting the government let shit slide. It's fucking. I mean,
Well, listen, hey, the whole Earth is what, $270 trillion in debt to Jupiter. That's fine. Okay, whatever. None of this shit makes any sense. The fact is that we're all being controlled. We're all being manipulated. And you know what?
What
it can't get. Hey, what? They're gonna make it worse? Go for it, bro.
Control the people of America welfare. That's what.
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing about that. Yeah.
That's what took control, because you got people out here that think that they can't live without it. They can't live without welfare. They can't live without that check. They can't live without this government assistance.
Yeah.
That's control. You are a slave to the government, and you're crying that your massa is getting taken away.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense to me. And the people who needed it, the people who work and need that little bit of supplement to help out, are the ones getting fucked over.
Yes. Hey, well, this is the thing, right? And where did I see it first? Was I think it was in that 70s show where the dad got fired, or the plant he was working at closed. So he went to apply for a job, and he's like, I'm loyal, I'm reliable, and I'm a hard worker. That was his. And it was like, yeah, so's everyone else. Get fucked. And he was like, huh? And it was weird because my dad was like, listen, if you're loyal, you're reliable, and you work hard, everything is open to you. And you're like, oh, no, it's not, old man.
Yeah, those days are done. Those days are done.
Those days died in the fucking early 80s. Not even the 90s, bro. They were gone by I was fucking starting school. And by starting school, I mean kindergarten. And it was like, yeah, that shit's done. Just so you know. Whatever you're trying to learn here, yeah, it's outdated. You're fucked. Play a video game, dipshit. That's fine.
No. So, switching gears a little bit here, because this wasn't even supposed to be this topic of the show tonight. I saw something this morning that's really disturbing to me. Above all else, being a comedian, traveling around, a lot of
you with your shirt off?
No. I came to terms with that a long time ago. But it really bothered me. A comedian from Arizona. I forget what his name is. I'm not sure if he had a gig over in the UK or if he was just visiting over there in the UK. But he got on the plane, had his passport, no problems, the whole flight from America to there, American citizen. As soon as he got off the plane in the UK, he was surrounded by 5 or 6 cops and arrested. Now, why? Because he made a joke about trans people on Twitter. What the fuck is going on here?
His name is Graham Linehan. Let's look up what Graham Linehan looks like. Because if he looks like a pedo, then I don't have an opinion on this.
He kind of looked kind of shady. But regardless of the doubt, I mean, how the fuck? First of all, he's American. Whatever he said it from America on an American company platform. Just because this motherfucker, I mean, and so what? So fucking what? And they said it was hate speech. You said a joke about trans folks.
So everyone knows his face. You know when you see those slow-mo pictures of people getting hit in the head with like a chicken or a fish or something, and their head just slowly kind of like, yeah, that's his face. His face is mid, like, eh? Like, hello. Yeah, it's
Do you
pretty.
have the present button
Huh?
over there? I said, do you have the present button on the thing there, where you can post it up there?
No, I can share my screen.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Hold on.
Give us a
Alright.
visual.
But yeah, I mean the fact that apparently whatever he said was against.
See, it's kind
Hmm.
of there's a mid hit.
I'm not gonna lie. To me, I mean that picture of him looks like he should be on the side of the trans folks. Like he looked like he had blue hair at one time.
Listen, there's another picture. Hold on, and it looks like you know when you can play mixy matchy with like the head and the torso and the legs, except somebody did this like right down the middle of his face. Greg, if you could pull it up, it's two different people, bro. That is two halves of different faces.
That one looks like he got hit with the chicken.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying.
So I mean, regardless of what this fool looks like, there's no way he should have been harassed, detained, whatever. I mean, and if that's the like, I that was a big red flag for me. I guess I can't go to the UK. Lord forbid one of these fucking people watch one of these shows. Lord forbid. I probably can't go to half of I can't leave America. I can't leave fucking America.
Listen. Hey. You don't like leaving fucking Youngstown, the greater Youngstown area.
Yeah,
People
right.
are like, hey, you got to go to Cleveland. You're like, fuck. Okay. So you're like, I can't go to the UK no more. When was that a fucking plan, bro? Let's calm down. Okay.
I was actually supposed to be going to Greece.
Okay.
Yeah. My fucking son's best friend, his mom still lives down there, and he's going to go visit her, I think, next summer. He wanted us to all go down there. And, sounds real nice. Looks like I can't go.
Yeah, you'll have no problem in Greece.
Oh, no, you talked about anal. We can't have you here. You're arrested.
Hey, the UK is not Greece. Let's calm down. Right. Also, too, so, hey, to be clear, he may have been traveling from Arizona. However, he's actually Irish. So
he's from Ireland?
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Oh, yeah, don't the UK and Ireland have some kind of beef there? Or was it like Ireland and Scotland?
Marco, yeah, I think they have a little bit of a beef between Ireland and the UK. There's a small, that's a great way to position it. They have a kerfuffle between the two of them. Yeah, that's how I would definitely describe it. They have a little spilled milk, let's call it.
But either way, man, I mean, something that you a post now is getting you arrested.
Sure.
Like, it wasn't even like, he was saying he was going to unalive somebody or he was going to hurt somebody. He made a fucking joke. That's just like I can't understand. Like I said in the beginning, one of our shows got taken down for inciting violence or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey,
we always say violence around this motherfucker, though. I don't know why it's just that one show.
I mean, I told you.
Maybe it was because who we were being violent towards. I don't know.
Interestingly, actually, you know what? Let me send this to Greg. Greg, maybe you can share it.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's some fucked up shit. So for any of the comedian family out there, comedy family, or podcasters out there listening to this, man, just watch out if you're doing any traveling, because this is just one example. Lord knows where else this is happening, and to who it's going to happen. If it happens to somebody from Ireland, it'll happen to somebody from America. It'll happen for somebody from, France. It'll happen from the litter box to the fucking the olive oil island. Was that better, Dino?
Hey, listen. Number one. Okay, let's go through a few of the details because this is going to get taken down for fear mongering. Okay. Number one, he's already famous. Number two, he's Irish. They don't like each other. Number three, let's be honest, with a face like that, I'd arrest him anyway. Just for looking at me. Just for looking at me, I'd arrest that piece of shit. Okay. Number four, okay, is a guy like that. They're like, oh, we want to talk to you about some of your tweets. And his response was, you can't do anything. Fuck you. Yeah. And then he got arrested. Think about, hey, every time you see somebody going, hey, the cop goes, listen, you're detained. Stay in your car. No, I got to go. And then they drive away. What happens? They get shot. They get tased. They get arrested and they go to jail. Why? Because they're stupid. Okay. This is not you can't just look, you know how many people have been, when I was coming, last time I came to you guys, you know what? One person goes, is it safe? Are you sure? I've heard there are alerts for Cleveland. What the fuck are you on about? There's nothing like that. Okay. This is, hey, when you go to the border and you go, hi, sir, what can I do for you? Oh yeah. I'm going to visit some friends. We're having a little contest. It's going to be a fun time. Great. Enjoy your trip in the United States. Thank you. I don't go there with a bumper sticker that says, fuck Donald Trump. No. If anything, I love it. It's great material. This is common sense eliminates most of these problems.
Honestly, I agree with that.
That guy's face, I'd arrest him immediately.
I don't believe in just for posting something stupid. To me, it feels like when I got banned from Facebook for posting Hitler sitting in the corner with a dunce cap on and a birthday cake on 420. Like it was bad. It was against him, but I got banned for like 3 months for that shit. And they waited. They waited like 2 years. Bro. 2 years.
I remember when it was like, hey, Marco's not posting anything. Let's see how long he's banned for. Hey, Marco, how long you been for? He goes, 2 weeks. God damn it. You're like, oh, there you go. So that's, yeah. Anyways. So, that's on to side with you on that point, though, is there has been an ongoing attack on comedians and people who say things, and just be aware, everyone. If the camera's rolling or you're putting it on the internet, make sure it's something you're willing to defend at a later date, because that is going to happen, right?
So I got a video that you sent me ready to go up whenever you're ready.
What?
You said something about a video you sent him?
Oh, I sent him a picture.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, throw it up. It's so survivors at our press conference announced they are privately compiling their own Epstein list. They would be sued into homelessness for naming names, but MTG, who's that? Margaret. Yeah, Margaret. Yeah, and I are willing to name names in the House of Representatives under constitutional speech or debate immunity.
So I'm glad you put that up.
You're welcome.
Apparently there is a group of victims who have gotten together and said, fuck it, we're going to give the world their own list. They came out today during a small little news junket or whatever. One lady. Now, this is my problem with this. All right. First of all, for people out there who keep wanting to put the orange man on this fucking list, believe me, these women wouldn't even got any airtime if he was on that list. Just to let you know. Just to let you know. But one thing that does seem real funky to me, and I've noticed this, every time I hear this phrase come out of somebody's fucking mouth, there is shenanigans beyond all recognition.
All right.
no one is above the law. That has been touted by every libtard and Democrat after they pull their fuck shit.
Yes.
Since Obama.
Yes.
So when I hear that phrase, when I hear that, and especially the preamble to it, not no billionaire, not no senator, not anyone is above the law. Okay, now I don't believe a fucking word you're saying, bitch. Now that, and a lot of people, like, they didn't come out with the names right then and there. They said they were going to come out in a press conference, and then up until, you know, me having to get ready for the show, you know, it's like all these news channels took it, like they made like it was going to be let loose today.
Right.
This seems like fanfare. This seems like a bunch of attention getting. This right here seems like a distraction. You know, I'm not gonna lie. This whole thing right here, above all, I mean, I want to see who's on here. I mean, I already got a feeling, and anybody who's been following this or who's in the know knows who already is on here. You know?
I think it'd be really funny if it was a bunch of women that were on the flights as well. I think that would be really
a bunch
interesting.
of women. There are a bunch of women that attended them fucking little soirees.
I kind of hope Stephen King is on there just because he's kind of a dick.
If I remember the flight log, I remember quite a few people that I was surprised when I first looked at that flight log, because you knew these people weren't just like, you know, the 47, him and his family going to Atlantic City, that's believable. But our DJ, Will Smith, you know, people like that aren't taking the Lolita Express to you know, just Atlantic City. You know what I'm saying? And first of all,
yeah.
They're not affording that.
No. Well, like, it's weird, right? Yeah. Like this is the problem, is especially in the day and age where we have people so committed to the whole believe all women, and then you're getting proof where you're going, oh, but also a lot of women full of shit. So you're like, that's not helpful. It's not good. And then people are like, these people were on there. And like, let's be honest, if you see a name like David Attenborough, you're like, come on, don't give me that shit, you know. Mr. Rogers was on the fucking plane. You're like, no, he wasn't. Don't give me that shit, you liars, right? Like, I don't.
mean, how hard did it crush the fucking the world when, you know, old Cliff Huxtable was passing on them drugs. Dr. Huxtable was playing doctor.
I mean, yeah.
You know, R. Kelly, you know how many kids were born to R. Kelly's tape? You know, conceived to R. Kelly's tapes?
I don't want to know that.
You know how many panties were dropped because of, you know, his fucking CD 12 play? I was in high school. That was the panty dropper.
Right. In your high school, a quarter was a panty dropper, but that's fine.
No, I went to white people high school. I went to the vocational school.
I went to vocational school where people knew things. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about this. I'm kind of, you know, trying to keep up on it because I'm curious on who they're gonna say. But again, going back to, you know, our beginning conversation. Now, were these people forced into some shit, or were they dangled the golden apple? I mean, because even though, I mean, we've had this conversation before where a lot of these females, you know, they were born into incest. They were born into AIDS. They were born, you know, these poor girls, their worth was less if they were educated. They were fucked by two uncles and a grandfather before they were fucking 13. So now if this girl has a chance to avoid that, you know, instead of fucking my family and living in an AIDS-infested hut for my life, you know, shitting out little AIDS babies, or you could get flown to a high-class place to live. You get showers, you get fed well, you get medical attention, you get educated, you become a debutante. Because don't believe that any of these girls are poor now. No, none of these victims are poor now. You get all this, but all you got to do is fuck one old man.
I
Instead
have a
of your
question.
family.
I have a question. Is that the female equivalent of a passport, bro?
Maybe.
Go to another country for a better life and a better future. All you gotta do is fuck someone. It's just kind of accurate.
I mean, Mexicans have been doing it for years.
Yeah, but they do it for the fun of the game. That's not.
They do it for the green card marriages. I got a friend right now, and I couldn't believe in the day and age that it happened, because this is way past that. She's my generation. She should have known better. You know, she moved down to Myrtle Beach. She met some Cuban dude. They just magically fell in love so quickly. They got married within, I think it was 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Once his green card, he knocked her up. Once his green card papers came in, he was gone. She never saw him again.
Yeah.
Never saw him. She moved back here to Ohio. She lives in Camel now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so bitch, you knew better. You knew better.
Hey, do you remember seeing those videos where it's a thin, kind of goofy looking black guy with a woman who's like 9,000 pounds, and she's like, "We found true love on vacation, so I flew him back to the Americas so he can spend time with me." And the guy's like, "It was worth it. My life sucked over there." And you're like, "All right," but as soon as you guys green card, it's like, "Bitch, I'm out of here." Why? What? Come on, don't. Come on, don't.
Because America is the land of opportunity.
I mean, now it's gay opportunity, but still opportunity, nonetheless, right? It's the opportunity to be as gay as you want. Chop off your wiener, no problem. Leave your wiener and get titties, absolutely no problem. You're welcome to it, okay? It's America, place of choice.
And again, I feel like this is just like, it's very, well, I think Weinstein was a little bit less heinous, I guess, if all whatever is true. But the Weinsteins, you know, them people. First of all, this is not the 40s. This is not this is not even the 70s, the 60s. You know, everyone knows that you go, especially if you're a female, if you go to Hollywood and you expected to make it to at least to get on some kind of decent film with a reputable name, you're blowing somebody. You're blowing somebody. At minimum, you were blowing somebody at the audition. You know, we know that. We're not saying it's right. We're just saying that's how the game goes. That was your fucking golden apple. You chose to suck on it. You could have walked out the door. You know, especially with all the evidence that these fucking, you know, libtard judges that they did not let in. Like, you know, they would hear the shit. You know, there was answer machine messages from these girls saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this, or I didn't mean to act this way. I know you have other girls. I just don't like not being the only one." And then when he cut them off, only after he cut these women off, or when they bitched that he did something or something was a foul.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden he's the big monster. He's in fucking prison, and you know what good came of it? What good came of any of that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. It's
you know how many
weird
doors got closed for up and coming actresses because he's in prison?
Yeah.
You know, we lost good actresses over a blowjob.
Well, no, it's not that we lost good actresses over a blowjob. The door's open for a lot of ugly ones, and I'm not okay with that either. Okay. No, I want the pretty ones.
The ugly ones that think they could act the best. They think they're the superstars, and they ruin you.
They got the fish eyes, and they're like, "Oh, my parents drank when I was getting birthed." You're like, "Oh, damn, I don't need that shit."
So, the last thing I want to touch on is apparently there's some major fuckery going on. Like, I mean, if you want to see the biggest contradiction between real people and our government, local government and federal government, flip on any news channel right now and wait till they start talking about Chicago. Jesus Christ.
Bro, Chicago's just, it's done. It's just burn it to the ground.
People, the people, the citizens there are begging for help, begging for fucking help.
Correct.
And this fucking Brandon Johnson, no troops in Chicago. While the fucking governor, like not even 2 hours before this speech this dickhead gave, Governor Pritzker had 250 fucking National Guardmen come in to protect him in the city while he was out doing whatever interviews or whatever fuckeries he was doing.
Correct.
Like, what the... You know, you had 58 shootings over 2 days. 8 killings. 8 of them dead. Now, I did see a few people, which don't make sense to me, because this is another mindset. I try to, like, you know, try to look at every aspect of the whole situation.
All right.
So now, a few of the citizens say, you know, they'll say how bad it is.
Right.
They'll say, like, the one woman said that her grandkids can't sit in the living room or the kitchen because they might get hit with a bullet. That's how bad it is. So the interviewer asks, well, do you agree with the president bringing in, you know, troops to kind of help out and back up the police officers? No, because that's a Band-Aid. I mean, she said it very politely and very respectfully. She said, you know, with all due respect to the president, but that's a Band-Aid. We need a solution. We need more community this and that and different programs and this and that, which I kind of half agree with, because if there was more assets and more things for that community, it might help out a little bit more. But anything that was being brought in, this dickhead Brandon Johnson gave to the fucking illegals. And not to mention, what is more welfare? What is more Social Security? What is more leniency in court? What does any of that do for you raising fucking criminals and then letting them slide?
I have a question. Have they tried sending money to Israel? That usually helps. Or have they tried diversity? Diversity, I hear, solves all problems.
Yes, that is what's causing this problem.
They need good tech support. Hey, we have lots of Indian people. We can send them some. They don't speak English. It'll be fine. They will poop on their beaches. They'll drive trucks into the middle of traffic. Hey, I heard it does wonders for cities.
Dude, I can't understand. Like I'm honestly, and Trump is gonna have, and the whole Justice Department is gonna have issues trying to send troops into, like Chicago or New York. I'm surprised he was able to get away with it down in California. I don't know if he sent the troops down there, but he just the ICE agents. But and I've said this a while back too. You can't use our military against us, even though it's in the oath that says that to protect our Constitution, foreign and domestic. Domestic being people. There's also somewhere in the rules, the amendments, whatever. Fuck, you can't use the army against, or any kind of military against our own people. So that's where, in any kind of law, if they're going to abide by any kind of law, they'll be fucked on, because DC is not a state. DC is a district, so that don't count. They can do whatever up in DC. But when you try to do that shit in other states, if they oppose, they actually have legal ground to do that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem that nobody realized. And me and Jared had an argument over this. And, you know, the research I came back with was very interesting. Now, a lot of people think in the Constitution that it says that we have the right to form an armed militia, an armed and ready militia.
I think it's to train a militia, right? But anyways, go on.
So when you look into that, that is not for the people. That was not meant for the people to have a militia. For the people, that's a big misconception. It was actually the government was allowed to form its own militia to stop people from insurrecting. So if you take that and you say, okay, we can't use our military, but we're going to form our own countrywide police that covers the whole country.
Yeah.
Now that would be a militia, and they're already saying that all this crime and shit is an insurrection, especially with the overrunning of the illegals. This could get real bad.
Listen, if you're gonna do something like that, though, you got to give them a catchy name like Gestapo or something like that, or Secret Police. That's you call them the Secret Police. You could call them the KGB. That's a good. It's got a good ring to it, you know.
Instead of it'll be the TT instead of the SS. You just see the double T sideways on people's little collar.
Interestingly enough, the T. If you do a TT and you have the T's like overlapping, it kind of looks like the cross of the Templars. So, I mean, hey, we might be having a crusade sometime soon, boys. So, get them swords sharpened. We're going to the fucking sandbox, and this time it's for Jesus.
Woo!
That's right.
Well, I believe if this whole going back to the whole beginning of this show with the aliens and shit, if aliens appear here, like if the UFOs come and they're not blue beam, it's real deal, real shit. A lot of these religions just stop. It just stops. You know what's going to be big? Scientology. Scientology's going to.
I hope not.
L. Ron Hubbard will be the man. People will have statues of L. Ron Hubbard everywhere.
Oh, can you imagine how much shittier that would be? Oh, man.
Can you imagine people with a little cross and Cthulhu's head on it?
I mean, I'm down for that. That sounds fun. I mean, I got a mug with Cthulhu's face on it. You're like, hey.
Cthulhu is just Zoidberg from Futurama.
There's no documentation in any Lovecraft stuff that says that Cthulhu has a doctorate in anything. Okay, it's not. Zoidberg is his own man, sir.
Yeah, Cthulhu is like Zoidberg is like Cthulhu's dad.
I think Cthulhu is Zoidberg's dad, and Zoidberg's his disappointment. Is like, Zoidberg, doing anything interesting? He's like, I got a doctorate, and he's like, God damn it. Yeah, I'm proud of you, son. Fuck. It's not even a good doctor. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's been a good show tonight. Thank you for not fucking cutting our show off, Mr. Algorithm. Thank you very much. And just in case, hey Greg, because I noticed it hasn't been going across. Throw the allegedly banner across there just for shits and giggles. Everything we said, don't believe a fucking word of it. You go and look your own shit up. Do your own research. That's the only way you'll know what you know. Apparently,
we are retarded.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
And apparently, Trump's been fucking, or somebody, one of us, I don't know if it was Trump's orders or whatever, but they're popping cartels boats out of the water like they're fucking warships. We have a whole ocean full of cocaine at the moment right now, right up on the coast. So, be ready for them sequels of Cocaine Shark and Cocaine Jellyfish and, all that type of shit.
I want Cocaine Shark and Cocaine Bear to join forces to make a bear shark that's fueled by heroin.
No, they'll get sleep all the time. just nodding off in the fucking chair.
I'd still watch it.
It's got to be meth or something. It's got to be an upper. So Cocaine Shark and Meth Bear.
The Nazi shark bear that's on methamphetamines is coming to a TV near you real soon. That's fine. Yeah.
All right, guys. So check us out tomorrow. We got a subject for mental health tomorrow.
Yeah, grief and loss. It's going to be positive.
This is going to be positively depressing.
I mean, No, because we're going to talk about how, you know, you gotta work through that kind of stuff, right? And the whole point is it's similar to other things. If you suffer and then stop, you suffered for nothing. You have to complete the process, and once you do, you come out better on the other side. So,
well, see, I got my whole answer to that is if once you start the suffering, you lay on a nice thick layer of drugs, and then you forget it all.
sometimes that is a stage in the grief process, is get fucked up at least a couple times. That's it.
A lot of people like use one particular drug, and then once they stop doing that drug, then all the problems come back. No, you have to layer it with different drugs.
Yeah,
you have
it's
to layer with different intoxicants until it erases all the little crumbs away.
It's called building a foundation, people. Some people use penises. I don't agree with that, but hey, that's it's a foundation to get you out of grief. It's like you're building a ladder that gets you climb out the hole.
Yeah, I just smoked my way out of my holes. Smoked holes. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. This has been What the Fuck Wednesday. We're out.
Good night.
So what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah. So what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah.